somewhere far away. I
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jus de Rose. On this channel we talk about fragrances, and in today's video I will be rating fragrances that I've received for free from perfume brands. Now, I haven't seen a video like this before within the fragrance community, so hopefully this goes all right. Some brands may never send me fragrances again, but that is totally fine. Over the year and a half that I've been on YouTube, I've been very lucky to have received fragrances from brands, and I'm eternally grateful for that, and it enables me to create much more diverse and rich content for you. I want to start off this video by addressing the topic of receiving free fragrances, because I feel that within the fragrance community it's almost a taboo, forbidden, or even controversial topic, so much more than say in the fashion and fragrance world. Now, when it comes to receiving free product, this isn't anything new. So brands have always sent, prior to social media and influencers, free product to celebrities and to the press in the hopes of getting organic or free coverage. Now, of course, you also have some paid coverage or paid partnerships, but that's another topic, but they've always sent out product to people of influence or the press in the hopes of being featured in, say, a magazine or an article. Now, with the rise of social media and influencers, this is just another channel or avenue that they can tap into to drive brand awareness and also promote their new products. Now, where do I stand with regards to receiving free product? I personally think that it is beneficial for everyone. Say I receive a free fragrance from a brand and I really love it. I will of course talk about it, whether it be on YouTube or on Instagram, and this in turn, from a brand perspective, what that will benefit them is free awareness, free coverage. And more often than not, I receive perfumes from niche brands which, let's be frank, don't have the marketing budget of big brands under L'Oreal, under LVMH, or Estee Lauder. So this is how it's beneficial from the brand perspective. Now, from my perspective, it enables me to create more rich and diverse content for you so that I don't always talk about the same fragrances. It also enables me to discover new brands, new fragrances that perhaps I wouldn't have the opportunity to do so, say because they don't have a physical store where I live, or they only have an online presence and are very difficult to get. So it enables me to also expand my knowledge within the fragrance industry. As for you, it enables you to discover new fragrances, and if you have similar taste to mine and say, I like this fragrance, then you might find, say, your new signature scent. Now, how do I operate with regards to receiving free product? I make it very clear to the brands that I will feature the products on my own terms. So say I receive a perfume that I don't particularly like, then I'm not going to be forced into talking about it just because I've received it for free. I also make sure to research all the brands that reach out to me to send me a perfume before accepting any form of gift, because I want to make sure A, it's legitimate, and B, that it is a brand that will align with my channel, my taste, to make sure that it is the right brand for me to talk about if I do end up liking it. So for me, this is very important. I want to be super honest with you, very transparent. I've got nothing to hide. So this is the way that I operate with brands. So now that this is out of the way, I will go ahead and start off with reviewing the first perfume, which is Oud Jaune Intense by Fragrance du Bois. A cult favorite within the fragrance community, a lot of buzz online for this fragrance. So Fragrance du Bois sent me this perfume a few months ago, and I will say that it is a lovely fragrance, but it's not my favorite from Fragrance du Bois. I have one that I adore more so than this one, but I would say this is within my top 3. So Oud Jaune Intense, for those of you who haven't tried the fragrance, it's a really beautiful, exotic, yellow floral scent. Although it says oud, personally, I don't get much oud. I mainly get really intoxicating ylang ylang, so this like solar, beachy floral blended with opulent white florals. There's also some fruity nuances, some vanilla, so it's sweet, fruity, and very floral. Extremely intoxicating and a loud perfume. To be honest, I haven't had the chance to wear this in the summer yet, but it would be a great, say, summer island staple. I would wear this more in the nighttime, not so much during the day, because it can be a little bit too much. This perfume is extremely unique. I find I don't have any other fragrances within my fragrance collection that resembles this, nor have I smelt any niche perfumes that are similar to this. So I do think it is worth getting if you really love those intoxicating, creamy, balmy florals. So I would rate this perfume an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Peony Pop by Hermetica. This is their latest release that was launched this year. And what I do like about Hermetica, the concept is super cool. The fragrances are alcohol-free and they're all based around like sustainability, so use sustainable ingredients. The glass, I believe, is made out of recycled glass. They're refillable, so you can unscrew the fragrances and then refill them with the juice, so you don't have to keep on buying new perfumes. And I believe that for every, 100 ml bottle, they'll plant a tree. So loving the sustainability concept. Peony Pop. What are my thoughts on this scent? I've never talked about this on my channel, and I think you'll probably know why. Peony Pop is a floral fruity fragrance that, I'm not gonna lie, is not my favorite. You have peony, you have raspberry, there's some blackcurrant, you have some rose, there's a little bit of woods in the background, but honestly, it is very fruity and floral to me. And the issue that I have with floral fruity fragrances is I personally don't like the sweetness of fruits. I prefer a culinary sweetness, like the sweetness from vanilla, from tonka bean, something that is a little bit more edible. I personally am not a fan of fruity sweetness per se. The only exception I would say would probably be Delina by Parfum de Marly, but for me, Peony Pop is not incredibly unique. I don't find there's much better fragrances within the Hermetica collection. If you want to try this brand, I recommend you try Vertical Oud, also Red Moon, very unique perfumes, beautifully blended, but personally, Peony Pop is nothing special. It's girly, it's fun and feminine, sure. If you want something that is a little bit more simplistic, why not? But I personally wouldn't invest my money into this. So for that reason, I'm going to rate Peony Pop a 5 out of 10. The third fragrance is Cuir Sacré by Atelier des Ors. And I love Atelier des Ors so much. I did a collaboration with them. I think they're just a beautiful niche brand and 100% worth every single penny. I so love this scent. It is the caviar of leather fragrances. That is how luxurious it is. It is essentially leather and vetiver with a little bit of cardamom as well. It is so elegant, it's masculine, it's bold, one of the best from Atelier des Ors. I would recommend wearing for more formal occasions. If you want to feel really put together, it will just tie in your look, make you feel extra special. That is the word. This is an extra special perfume. I find it to be also very sexy as well, especially on a man. It's delicious. I will rate this perfume a 10 out of 10, even no, I would say an 11 out of 10. This is how much I love it, and you will not find a perfume that is similar to this anywhere else. Next up, we have Lemon Island, which is the latest release by Atelier Cologne. So I was expecting Lemon Island, like a full-blown, super acidic lemon fragrance. Couldn't be more wrong. This perfume has notes of lemon. There's also some jasmine and some vanilla. Lemon Island smells like a really luxurious, expensive smelling sunscreen. So I mean like the Clarins, Lancaster type of sunscreens, not your like Nivea sunscreens, like really expensive smelling sunscreen. And it brings me on holiday to the beach, you're tanning, there's a little bit of a saltiness to it, like kind of like a sea breeze feeling to this scent. The opening of this scent is fantastic. It's really unexpected and different for a lemon perfume. It's the dry down that I'm not too sure about. So that marine saltiness that I was telling you about earlier, it really comes out on my skin and it almost smells like fishy, if you will. So it's like as if you were spending the day out in the beach at the sea, taking dips in and out, reapplying sunscreen, and that oiliness on your skin from like the mix between the sea and the sunscreen. It's kind of what I get in the dry down. So I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I really do love the scent, but it's just the dry down that I'm not sure about. So with that, I will rate Lemon Island a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Parisian Musk by Matière Première. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know probably by now that Parisian Musk is my favorite from Matière Première. As the name suggests, it's based around musk, around ambrette. There's some cedarwood as well, so it's a little bit woody. It's very similar to Philosophes by Diptyque, which is one of the best fig, milky fig fragrances on the market. With Parisian Musk, however, I find it to be more smooth, more rounded, not as creamy or as green as Philosopos. It's just a more cozy and cocooning fragrance, I would say, than Philosopos. Parisian Musk is one that is great to wear in between seasons. So say you're transitioning from summer to autumn or from like spring to summer, this is a great one to reach out for. If you want a fragrance that isn't too in your face, although it will project, so you'll be able to smell it throughout the day and it lasts a really long time as well, much more than Philosopos, grab yourself a sample of Parisian Musk. I cannot recommend it enough. And I'm gonna rate this fragrance a 9.5 out of 10. We have another musky fragrance. It is Musc Invisible by Juliette Has a Gun. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be frank. The one perfume that I adore though from the brand that I will always recommend, it's Vanilla Vibes. Perfect gourmand fragrance for the summer, a salty vanilla, smells amazing. But since Vanilla Vibes, frankly, the newer releases are just not as great, in my opinion. Musc Invisible is a musky scent that is based around jasmine, cotton flower, white musk. It's very soft. It's really chilled out perfume. To me, this smells like Elnet hairspray, but not in a chemical way. That kind of like light floral musky scent that is also a little bit luxurious from Elnet hairspray, I find it in Musc Invisible. However, I don't find myself reaching out for this perfume that much. I haven't really recommended it on my channel. I don't know what it is about it, but it's not a perfume that I would wear on a regular basis. So with that in mind, I'm gonna rate this perfume a 6 out of 10. Next, we have a summer staple, one that I've been talking so much on my channel, Bohemian Lime by Goldfield and Banks. It just smells like you're having a ginger cocktail on the beach, living your best life. That's how I describe this scent. It is simply delicious. It projects like crazy, super strong scent, and it's a really long-lasting perfume for a citrus scent, which I think is incredible. This perfume is very easy to wear, compliment magnet for sure, unisex, leaning more towards masculine. Highly recommend this to you gentlemen if you're looking for a great summer perfume. For me, this is a 10 out of 10. For you sandalwood lovers out there, listen up. Santal Volcanique by Maison Crivelli. This perfume is the most unusual sandalwood-based scent that I've ever smelled. It's not a creamy sandalwood, which is very often done like the creamy, sweeter, more gourmandish side of sandalwood. It's not that. It's not a dry sandalwood either. It's meant to replicate, I believe, the scent of scorched earth, and it certainly has this like apocalyptic feeling to it. There's quite a big dose of ginger in this scent, which I think maybe makes it a little bit green, or at least adds some sort of greenness to it or bitterness. It's extremely unusual. The dry down though is much softer, calmer. You have some ylang ylang as well to kind of soften the composition. But overall, this is a really unique smelling sandalwood scent. I will say though, it's not for everyone. It is a very surprising fragrance, and it's one that I would recommend to those of you who are already experienced within niche perfumes and who like fragrances that are a little bit more daring. I've come to find that I like sandalwoods that are a little bit more creamy, velvety, as opposed to drier or even a little bit greener, smokier sandalwoods. So that is why I don't reach out for this fragrance, and therefore I'm gonna rate it a 6.5 out of 10. Next up, we have a very special fragrance that was sent to me last year by Micallef. This is the Ruth Zadeh and Martine Micallef collaboration. And I will say this is the most beautiful bottle, one of the most beautiful bottles I have in my collection. It is hand painted by the artist. It is truly a work of art, and there's only 2,000 that were produced worldwide. So it's a very special piece in my collection. Now, when it comes to the fragrance itself, I am not completely enthralled by it. It's very woodsy. You have patchouli, there's moss, I think there's some violet in here as well. For me, this perfume isn't groundbreaking. There are some fragrances that I love much more within the brand. For example, Désir Toxique. That one I would recommend you get. It's amazing. But when it comes to the Ruth Zadeh collaboration, I'm not a huge fan. I love the bottle, so I'll keep it. But for me, the fragrance isn't as phenomenal as I would have hoped it to be. So I will rate this a 6.5 out of 10. And finally, we have one of my favorites from Memo, Ocean Leather. Oh my goodness, this one is one of the best summer fragrances from Memo, best unisex summer fragrances. So It is unisex, leaning more towards masculine, and it is a leather fragrance, yes, that you can wear in the summertime. Now the leather isn't front and center, it's really in a supporting role, giving a backbone to this perfume. It's predominantly like sage, aromatic, a little bit watery. You have some violet as well, and it's very calming and meditative. It's a very chilled and relaxed scent. You want to wear it, say, at the end of the day before you're going to do like a little apéro with your friends and family. Going into the evening, this is the perfume that you want to reach out for. It's an extremely unique smelling fragrance, a little bit salty, oceanic, with that touch of elegant leather that Memo does so well. So for me, this is of course a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend this perfume for you from Memo. And it concludes today's video. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a part 2 of me rating fragrances I've received for free. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, spread the fragrant love.